A very good morning to you all. Welcome to today's week ahead video. I'm Stephen Meli, and I'll be talking you through the market cycles that we see in various FX pairs, indices, and a few of the commodities and a couple of major cryptos. We'll also be highlighting any harmonic patterns that are forming in these market cycles. And before doing so, I must just read a customary risk warning that this service is an unregulated service. Synergy Markets is a regulated business, but trade signals, due to the fact that there aren't any personal recommendations going on, you won't be protected by the Ombudsman or the Compensation Services Scheme. So let's start. So we've had a pretty good April, pretty good, considering the volatility and the economic data announcements, the current narrative going on. We're definitely heading now, due to this, the fact that China and Russia and America have this strongman leader syndrome and a lot of pride and a lot of naivety as well, I'd like to say, with what's going on with the tariffs. What we're moving into is the globalization era is, in my eyes, coming to an end. Countries are going to be looking after their own interests going forward. That means international trade, stocks and things that are exposed to China. Apple, for example, Burberry, luxury good items, mining stocks, you can't be linked with that because the supply chain issues and the cost of freight is going to skyrocket, and it's going to be a knock-on effect. So I'm quite bearish on the markets from that narrative perspective, and I think that will play out. A very good morning to you all. Welcome to today's week ahead video. I'm Stephen Meli, and I'll be talking you through the market cycles that we see in various FX pairs, indices, and a few of the commodities and a couple of major cryptos. We'll also be highlighting any harmonic patterns that are forming in these market cycles. And before doing so, I must just read a customary risk warning that this service is an unregulated service. Synergy Markets is a regulated business, but trade signals, due to the fact that there aren't any personal recommendations going on, you won't be protected by the Ombudsman or the Compensation Services Scheme. So let's start. Let's just dive straight in. So AED CAD, this is one that we've done well on. We traded it last week. Sorry about that, folks. So we had to go on this one last week, and we were looking for the third week of rise. We had week one, we had week two. And you can see these interruptions in price. We've got one interruption, two interruptions, and stayed in lane is a good way of saying that. The highs and lows of this consolidation zone. Nothing has convincingly broken out. Albeit, here is the first break. This is a break. This is the only break here. Here and here are the only breaks. So we had break retests. But of what structure? We're looking for the structure that hasn't been retested. I can't see any. I can see all of this, all of this, all of this. So it's leaving me a little bit uncertain, but it's always the pattern, the pattern, the pattern is what Steve Morrow says, who's like the founder of the market cycle, market maker theory. And if you can see that pattern, which we can see the 1, 2 up. It means, are we going to be trading off the lows? Look, there's a trend line developing here. We can be trading off there. Are we going to be trading off the extreme low here? Or are we going to be trading off the... That's the difficult question to answer. Let's have a look on the bigger picture. It looks quite good, but we're still bound between here and here. So the upside is probably limited, but I do see it. I do see the upside to there. We are in this trade. It did give us a TP1. No, that was AED USD. That's right. So we're in this trade still. I believe we are. I think we may have even... Let me just check. Apologies. AED CAD. When did I send you AED CAD? Bear with me. USD, GBP CAD, been busy. Entered CAD. When did I send I definitely sent AED CAD. I just can't see where I bloody sent. How strange. Here it is. Sent on the 23rd, entry 886, stop 8810. 886 on the 23rd. So we sent it here, and we did get that spike, and 8810 was the kick out. So 886 to 8810, what did we actually get? We got 40 pips, near enough. Good move. Now sit and wait. ADCHF, obviously things are happening here now, which is really good to see. And this pattern has matured now to this big, long, stretched out. Let me copy this here. I have a funny feeling that that's completing as well. So it's got harmonic, 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 harmonic. And the market turning, the market has absolutely cascaded lower. This previously the pattern was level 2, 1, 2, 3 to the low, W, trap, false. It looked like it was really going to push, but then we had Trump's tariffs and protectionism, and the CHF naturally got much stronger. This pattern's in a peak. Is it ready to go? There's something going on. There's definitely something going on with it. I quite like it. I like this because I can see what the intentions of the market is to give us a third push. Do expect a third push. There's been a wall created here on the 50. We changed structure slightly, breaker structure. Looks good. That's one for next week, and it's getting jotted down. Okay, 1 second. What was this one? ADC 28. All right, next AD So trying to bottom out somewhat. This is one of the really top setups we identified over the years. Level 1, level 2 peak. This is just straight drop, and we're over the EMAs as we should be for a level 1. So this whole zone for me is level 1. I see level 2 as looking like this, and then the W down here. At the minute what can we see in this leg? If we move it across, we can see a 1, 2, 3. Where's it falling into? It's falling into this zone here that hasn't been retested yet. And we're retesting at the moment. So that again is another strong chance of a rebound, quite a strong rebound, really. I know quite a few new concepts for me, certainly the fair value gap. I've never used it before, but it's actually quite a really useful tool when you can see gaps ultimately in the market. So here to here is a space of interest, lower time frames as well. But personally, I'm always looking for that pattern. That's my edge, the pattern and how to interpret the edge. It is an interesting one, AED/NZD as well. That looks like it wants to have a push as well. AED/USD, this is one that we were long on. We took us 1 week, 2 week, we're aiming for the third. This is definitely a consolidation. Is that a cheeky M? I've seen it many a times where it probably isn't. But if we just remind ourselves where we are in this big picture, we have level 1, level 2, and we are expecting to try to tail off somewhat. This point's come off the 78.6 of the whole move. And we've managed to get up to here. Previous highs with a 1, 2, 3. So I'm not too sure this week what that one wants to do. And I'm not really drawn to it too much. Euro AUD, this is one of the best back in the day when we were sat in level 2, anticipating level 3, looking at it for years. We were sat around here. 1, 2, third peak. This is 1, 2, 3. Is this the end of it? I don't know. It's very close to a huge ABCD. Am I going to trade that? I don't really know what to do with it. It's in a peak, so I'm going to leave it. EuroCAD, we had fun with this. We've got a TP1. Let's have a look what we saw. This is a huge level 1. We saw the pattern down, 1, 2, 3. This is a huge level 1 up. I spotted this as a level 2 off and around the 50. You can look back in the videos and see for yourself what was going on. But here's quite a lot of abstract going on here. Ultimately, this was the higher low. All these were higher lows, but this is the main higher low. And then we broke, retested, held, squeezed up again. Quite a trappy trade, but we took it. We did take it. We took it around here. It's still one of those. That is in line. It's going to go up. But this sort of, they're sort of trying to manipulate something here. I just don't. And when you've seen things so many times, you don't want to. I don't know, you just get a feeling. Just get a feeling about it. I'm not convinced. Not convinced on that. Euro NZD, beautiful setup still, and still in a position to go. Massive Gartley, ABCD. If we have a look where we sit in that market cycle, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 up. Yeah, we may test the highs again. Difficult to know. You can only go off what's in front of it. We've been served up a Gartley pattern, but with lower lows each time. And we're just testing these highs. So this is the battleground. I want to see how this is handled. And we'll take it from there. Euro USD. Now, I feel a bit foolish really for sending this one out on Friday. I think I must have had some sort of gusto or braveness about me, because when a trade hasn't played out straight away, because we took this trade here at a brilliant move. And I still see that all of this is part of consolidation, even though that's a bit of a same sort of thing going on in EuroCAD. We've got a little potential head. We've got a week of drop, second week of drop. Third week was a bit of a rise, no net, because it still didn't make a new high. But this rise drop, for me, having seen it enough times, leads to another subsequent rise. But I'm just a little bit concerned. It may be the one to sting us. I don't know. I took this trade on a lower time frame. Here it looks a bit not my favorite sort of setup. When I look at it and pinch myself, I see where we are. This is level 1 consolidation. We're expecting higher prices, and I can see 1 and I can see 2. And that normally leads to 3. But the fact that we haven't properly retested here does open up a little bit of doubt that I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, that's fine. Can't always be right. And as long as your positions aren't stupid, you'll be able to manage it. But there was something here that's we've got a lovely change and then a real breaker structure, but normally you would come back and expect it to retest this area. If this low gets taken out, it's over. And that's all I've got to say on that one. GBP AED, quite an inducive looking going on. But then we have to look at where we are in the market cycle. This one again has been beautiful. Level 1, level 2 completed. 1, 2, 3 for me. Not sure where that one wants to go from here. GBP CAD, a truly beautiful pattern in the making. Level 1, level 2, broken up, retesting. We did trade this. GBP CAD, did we trade it again? Second. Did Euro CAD, GBP CAD, where are you? The 22nd, we took GBP CAD. We just got this move here and then it dumped on us. I personally went into it again and then we took Euro CAD subsequently. That go all the way back up into that zone. This for me is either the highs of the second drop low counter trend, because we've got 1, 2, and then 3, or it's a continuation higher. And I favor the continuation higher. The only thing I don't like is we haven't retested. So I'm slightly cautious on it, but I love the main pattern. GBP CHF, we're waiting for our 300 pip on that. This is where we took this. Notice the 1, 2, 1, 2. We could see that evidence to help support our idea was that we were trading off the lows of consolidation 1. So one of the rules you just have to do. It's not a case of, I don't feel right and a bit worried about this and that. You just have to accept that is the rule. Trade off the lows of consolidation and take your risk, basically. So lows consolidation, not much more to say about it, but it was a good trade. GBP USD, back to the highs of consolidation 1. So we're going to have to wait to see a break and retest. NZD CAD, this is one that we are in and we've hit plus 25, but the intention here is again GBP CHF lows of consolidation 1. We can see the previous cycle 1, 2, 3. This is a trap false. We are here in the chart expecting higher prices. Is there anything for us to go on? Not really. This was our entry was down here, played out nicely, gave what looked to me 3 drives to a top. 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks of rise. That should be that for this pair this week. You might get a new spike high, but I don't think you'll get a close. NZD USD, same thing, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks of rise. Counter trend as well. Ultimately, this is a short. It probably needs to interact with the 800 and the ascending trend line. Onto Ripple, nothing material going on there. Bitcoin, again, put on some weight, which is encouraging. Because if that's not the actual, I mean, you've got the pattern 1, 2, 3, and it did pull away from here. I would have expected Bitcoin to get down here if it was real. But it's made a turn. Interesting. Can't really comment too much more. Gold, since tensions with China or Trump's de-escalating, as in backpedaling, gold and silver's come off the past few sessions. Stellar, nothing more to say, just a nice move up. US 500, more optimism because trade and Trump and Z are getting on better, blah, blah. USD CAD, this is another one that we're stalking. Nice ABCD structure, top of level 2 consolidation. We've broken up and we've properly retested it now. This is one that we are also in. It sounds a bit contrarian to trade the Euro, the USD, but this is not such an explicit link. We have structure here. We have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of drop. We then have this double bottoming out. We flip the zone and we've retested, flipped 3 times. That for me is good enough to consider as an entry. So we will see. Then we have Wall Street. Wall Street's made a break, retest, a nice looking chart, but there's not enough for me on that. So there you have it, folks. To any of those that you're watching it thinking, what's he going on about? Seems quite interesting, but I'm not sure. Don't be alarmed. This is cycle analysis, harmonics. I do offer access to a Telegram group called Melon's Trade, where a number of signal traders sit, talk regular basis, discuss ideas. If any of you are interested, please join that at Melon's Trade, MELONS Trade, on Telegram. And other than that, I'll catch you tomorrow. Hope to get some trades out.